Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're a digital artist or designer right now, finding capable AI-powered software can genuinely feel like it comes with a massive price tag. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today, we're diving deep into the 2026 landscape of Photoshop alternatives, and we're going to show you exactly how to get your hands on professional-grade tools entirely without those expensive, endless subscriptions. Okay, let's dive into this because we need to talk about these numbers right here. $55 a month. Or, if you look at the big picture, a staggering $1,200 a year for an all-apps plan. People in the industry literally call this the Adobe tax. It's this mandatory recurring expense that is just deeply frustrating for so many working professionals. It is a massive pain point, especially when you get that sinking feeling that you're really just renting the tools you need to make a living. I absolutely love this quote. Creativity doesn't need to be locked behind a paywall. And you know what? The really incredible news for 2026 is that it absolutely isn't. The open source community and these freemium platforms they've been putting in the work, they haven't just caught up to the industry standard anymore. In some specific areas, like AI generation and local processing, they are actually leading the charge. You literally do not have to compromise your workflow just to save money anymore. So to navigate all of this, we're going to use a kind of choose-your-fighter framework. First, we'll talk about ditching the Adobe tax. Then we'll look at quick browser editors, move on to professional desktop powerhouses, explore local AI for artists, and finally, we'll break down the hardware trade-off. Let's figure out the absolute best fit for your specific workflow. All right, Section 1, ditching the Adobe tax, escaping the subscription. So the huge shift we're seeing away from standard subscriptions is really being driven by two things: restrictive cloud credits and growing privacy concerns. But what the sources reveal here is pretty stunning. By strategically combining some open source software and modern browser tools, you can actually replicate 95% of the standard industry workflow for absolutely free. Seriously, 95%. You don't have to compromise on quality to keep your hard-earned money. Section 2, quick browser-based editors. Quick and easy edits. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer variety of options available to you right inside your web browser. If you're a social media manager or a casual creator, look at this. You've got HitPaw Photoropia for professional AI suites, Photopea for budget designers, Canva handling social media, and Pixlr for casual creators. There is literally a perfectly tailored fit for whatever you need to do. Let's highlight Photopea first, because this is arguably the ultimate tool for the budget-conscious designer. It looks and feels exactly like Photoshop, but it runs entirely in your web browser for free. It supports full PSD files, and this is huge, all the keyboard shortcuts you probably already have hardwired into your brain. Plus, it processes files locally on your own device's CPU and GPU. That means zero cloud uploads for your basic edits. It even features a really powerful Magic Replace AI that's powered by Stable Diffusion. Now, if you're prioritizing pure speed and quick content creation, Canva, Pixlr, and Flutter are spectacular options. Canva obviously gives you a massive template library that's just perfect for social media. Pixlr brings something super cool to the table called Nano Banana AI, which actually lets you edit photos conversationally just by typing text prompts. And if you're working with a team, Flutter has this brilliant feature called Brand Lock, which makes sure nobody accidentally messes up the corporate logo or colors on your shared templates. Section 3, professional desktop powerhouses, heavy lifting suites. Browser tools are fantastic, for sure, but when you need to do deep, high-resolution retouching, the standout powerhouse is the Affinity Suite. Following its acquisition by Canva, Affinity now combines its designer, photo, and publisher tools into one unified, free desktop app. It gives you incredibly fast, completely seamless switching between raster, vector, and layout workspaces. It's also super lightweight. We're talking just a 1.4 gigabyte installation compared to those massive files from Adobe. Now, to be totally transparent here, while the core app is free, its advanced AI capabilities, like Super Resolve, do require a $15 a month Canva Pro subscription. And currently, those AI features require Apple Silicon if you're on a Mac. Beyond Affinity, there are some incredibly specialized powerhouses out there. Photographers, listen up. Darktable gives you 100% free, non-destructive RAW editing with a really professional Lightroom-style organization setup. Then there's HitPaw Photopea, an ultimate all-in-one AI suite. My Edit is fascinating because it gives you exactly 3 free daily AI credits, which is honestly perfect if you only occasionally dabble in generative AI. And Photor brings best-in-class object removal and really high-end AI video generation to your workflow. Moving on to Section 4, Local AI for artists, privacy and control. Okay, so if you are a digital illustrator who demands absolute privacy and zero wait times, local AI is your answer. By running these generative models directly on your own hardware, your training data and your generated assets stay entirely on your own NVMe drive. No corporate terms of service filters stepping in and blocking your creative freedom. And this brilliantly illustrates the power of local AI right here. Krita paired with the AI diffusion plugin. Now, Krita is already a beloved free open source painting program, but when you add this plugin, you get live sketch-to-image rendering. Just imagine drawing a crude red circle on your tablet, and the absolute second your pen touches the screen, the AI instantly renders a photorealistic apple in real time. You also get local in-painting and out-painting with no cloud latency, and your AI generations exist as live filter layers. That means you can tweak your prompts without ever having to start over. It's a total game changer. The engine actually powering all of this local foundation is called Comfy UI. This completely replaces cloud engines like Adobe Firefly. Comfy UI is a node-based interface for stable diffusion. So instead of just clicking a random generate button and keeping your fingers crossed, Comfy UI uses a feature called ControlNet. This lets you input specific character poses or depth maps, giving you deliberate, exact control over the final output. And again, there is zero risk of your private, hard work being scraped to train corporate stock libraries. Finally, Section 5, the hardware trade-off, upfront cost versus sub. Look, running this kind of software isn't magic. It does require a hardware trade-off. And the contrast between the two ecosystems is pretty stark. With cloud AI, you're relying on corporate servers, you're paying that monthly subscription tax, you've got privacy concerns, and you have to sit there waiting for the cloud handshake every single time you click generate. But with local AI, you use your own GPU. Yes, there is a hardware tax to buy that GPU in the first place, but your work is completely private, and generating a 1024 by 1024 image takes less than 2 seconds locally. No cloud latency whatsoever. Which begs the ultimate question for any modern creator today. Are you willing to pay the hardware tax upfront to finally escape that subscription trap? So the crucial point is the math behind this decision. Let's break it down. An Adobe Creative Cloud subscription is going to run you $55 every single month, basically forever. On the flip side, purchasing a mid-range graphics card, say an RTX 4060 with 8 gigabytes of VRAM, does require an upfront investment. But, as the data shows here, that hardware literally pays for itself in just 6 months of canceled subscription fees. Let that sink in. After half a year, your only ongoing cost for unlimited professional-grade generative AI is your electricity bill. And that brings us to the end of our explainer. The open source community really has fundamentally changed the landscape of digital creation in 2026. The tools are faster, they're way more private, and they are remarkably capable. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Will you keep renting your tools on a corporate server, or is it time to truly own your creative process? The choice and the tools are entirely in your hands. Thanks so much for joining me, and happy creating.